in the sense that the congregation had endured a similar paroxysm of violence almost 2 centuries earlier, when an alleged slave rebellion, led by Denmark Vesey, led to the execution of dozens of African-American Charlestonians and the burning of the church building. Religion has been a source of hope for many Americans and a focus of hate for others. The vitality of faith has endured even in the face of murderous animosity, especially toward religious and ethnic minorities. Episodes of religious violence, from the Salem witchcraft controversy of 1692 to today's mass shootings, always receive disproportionate coverage from the media and from historians like me. What scholars call lived religion, the weekly rituals of prayer, reading of Scripture, and going to services rarely receives as much notice. We should not forget that it is in those habits of lived religion that most devout Americans find their reasons to be religious, as they pursue forgiveness, peace, guidance, and assurance for today and for the next life. A book on American religious history can't give adequate coverage to all possible topics. Although I do touch briefly on Islam, Buddhism, and other religions, this book focuses on the history of Christianity in America. And while Catholics receive more coverage than adherents of non-Christian religions, the book is especially concerned with the fate of Protestantism in America. The Protestant way has been the most powerful religious strain in America since the founding of the British colonies beginning in the early 1600s. As we shall see, American Christianity has come under unprecedented pressure in recent decades, and that pressure has led to vitriolic controversies and major declines in some segments of Protestantism and Catholicism. Vitality is not a universal characteristic of American religion, of course. Yet forecasts of Christianity's doom in America seem premature, and the global future of Christianity seems bright indeed, at least in a numerical sense. In spite of the attention I give to Christianity, I attempt to make my narrative much more than a retelling of the careers of educated white male Protestant clergy and politicians. I seek to account for the remarkable diversity in American religion, a diversity that has only escalated since transformative changes in American immigration beginning in 1965. Vital commitment, ethnic diversity, and harsh conflict are the essential narrative threads in American religious history. They will surely be the primary stories in American religion in the coming decades, too. Chapter 1. Religion in Early America. Most of early America's colonizing powers wanted to bring the Christian gospel to the native peoples of North America. Sometimes they did so, but too often the colonizers' evangelistic overtures were paired with the threat of imperial coercion. The seal of the Massachusetts Bay Company featured a Native American man with a banner coming out of his mouth declaring, "Come over and help us." This was a reference to Paul's vision of an imploring man of Macedonia in Acts chapter 16, verse 9, a verse that helped the founders of Massachusetts to see their colonizing enterprise as evangelistic to the core. Even before significant missionary work got underway, however, New Englanders were already fighting with Indians, most notably in the Pequot War of 1636-38, which saw the near extinction of the Pequot as a tribe. Far from a sign of salvation, the coming of Europeans seemed to many Native Americans to be an existential threat. Once evangelistic work did begin in the colonies, some Native Americans under English, French, or Spanish rule committed themselves to Christian faith and to religious practice in a European style. Some internalized the precepts of Christian doctrine. On Martha's Vineyard off the Massachusetts coast, Wampanoag Indians peppered English missionaries with theological inquiries. How many sorts of sinners are there in the world? How many sorts of faith are there? What are the keys of the kingdom of heaven? The celebrated English